That looks absolutely terrible.
Oh, God. I think something went wrong.
So, the window dilemma continues. So I'm currently painting this window again with a second layer because this is one of the windows that I didn't get to do last week. This is also just a window that I didn't feel like doing because I don't know if you can tell by the tone of my voice, but I'm pretty over these windows, not gonna lie. And before you say anything, I know this mask probably doesn't do a whole lot in terms of breathing in paint, but I'm just kind of rolling with this for now. And yeah, I would like to get these windows done this week, but at this rate, I'm not too sure what's gonna happen. So we're just gonna roll with things and see how far we get today. Alright, Kevin just came out to do this second window here. I just finished with this first one. I just realized this one actually hasn't been done at all. So I'm really glad he's doing it because I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very over these windows. So the paint here is so faded that it's actually become bare metal on some of these windows. So when we paint over them, that's why we have to do second layers sometimes because of that color there. If you put enough paint, sometimes one layer does do the trick, but we'll see. We'll see if we have to do a second layer on this one. I really hope not, but there's a good chance we will, so. Yep, still painting. Alright, so I'm just grabbing the rest of my stuff for my setup because this might be my last time painting. Although I do have some good news and I have some bad news. So the good news is that this might be the last time we are painting, but the bad news is it might not be. Let me explain. This has been a lifesaver ever since we found it. I'm so happy, so grateful that we finally found a solution. But the problem is that with some of the windows that I sprayed, we are going to have to figure out a solution to that now. The problem is we've been so stuck on these windows for weeks now that we have decided we are not going to strip those windows. There's only 2 windows left in terms of fixing because the other windows didn't turn out too bad with spray paint. We might just have to add little touch-ups, but that shouldn't be a big deal. But there are 2, and they are emergency exit windows that are pretty screwed up. And that is the other problem, is that they are not just normal windows. Because if they were normal windows, we're not keeping all of those. So it'd be easy to just paint one of the ones that we're not keeping and just switch it out for the screwed up one. But we really want to keep these 2 emergency exit windows because they open all the way and it's really nice to have. So we are either just going to have to spray paint them and complete that and just deal with the way it looks, which isn't our favorite option, or Kevin has decided that when we go looking for a door, because we're gonna need a new front door as well as a new back door possibly, when we go looking for that, we can look for windows as well, 2 emergency exit windows. So that would be the ideal thing. So that's why today I'm just going to finish up with our pretty little paint that we like and just go from there. Because the thing is, with these emergency exit windows, I already had spray painted them, and even though they're not done, because they have that spray paint already on them, we can't put this oil-based paint on top of that because it wouldn't stick properly, and that's kind of what led us into this whole dilemma in the first place. For right now, I'm just going to enjoy today and pretend like this is my last day painting. All right, another day of not painting for once. I could totally get used to this. We got Kevin in the back here working on the old sealant that I couldn't get to once again. And that is in preparation for our last two windows that will be going in. Well, hopefully. But yeah, today's a pretty simple day. Just gonna enjoy not painting for once. And yeah, we'll just be putting these two windows in today. Ah, that's so satisfying.
I think something went wrong.
What is this?
Oh, it looks like spots that were covered by the tape.
Well, that's just going to have to go on the
Touch-up list.
touch-up list.
Yeah. I see plenty of other areas that it did that too.
I guess painting isn't over after all. Oh yeah, give us that good ASMR. Probably can't see that, but yeah. The timing of this couldn't have been any worse. We literally just ran out of our sealant. It literally ran out on us around this point. We did plan for this though because it was already looking low. So I was like, okay, what if we, do our sealant, put the window in, and then do the parts that we can screw in nearby. So then at least I won't have to hold it while Kevin makes a trip to the store. And it literally ran out on us. Literally right here, just that small section left. It's kind of funny how that worked because we literally only needed to do one more window today, and now we still have half a window to do. So yeah, Kevin's already inside eating lunch and getting ready. Yeah, we're gonna have to go make a trip to the store real quick. Is it working?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. As I was going to say, we've gotten our second tube. Oh, how I have not missed this. It's kind of a ridiculous idea. I'm not too sure if I told you this or not, but we're going back and spray painting these last two windows, mainly just in case we don't find any at the the auto junk store. It's really not the best idea, but we are so over these windows that we are definitely not going to be stripping all the paint off and redoing all the progress. That would just be way too much work for us. I'm going to attempt to finish off with painting these windows. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do both today. At the very least, we might have to reseal the last two next week, but I'm basically going to consider that this is done with the windows, finally. They're pretty much already taped, both sides on this one. I think one side needs to be taped on the other one, but this should be a pretty quick, easy process. The only thing we're a little afraid of is that they're not gonna look good. because they already don't. They haven't. The spray paint has never worked. It looks like crap. So there's a very good chance that this is just gonna be a waste of time, but I'm going to do it anyways just because these two metal pieces right here, we need to get rid of soon. We have a bunch of scrap metal we need to get rid of, so I figured if we wanted to try keeping these windows that I would get the painting over with now, because once we don't have these scrap pieces, we don't really have anything that we can paint these windows on anymore. And yeah, I know it's kind of a dumb idea, but I really wanted to at least try to see if this would work one more time. To be fair, like I said, some of the windows don't look too bad with spray paint on them, so there's a good chance these could come out fine. This one mainly just needs touch-ups too, so I'm really hoping this would go smoothly. And the other thing is, I wanted to at least try doing this because I'm not sure if we're even going to find windows, especially emergency exit windows, that we like, that are in good shape, and all that good stuff. So this is another option just in case we don't find any. At least we will have windows that are painted and that we somewhat like. But yeah, wish us luck. God, I hate that noise. Alright, I got my 15-minute timer going. Technically, my first window is already done. I've got the 15-minute going for this one. But yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but that looks absolutely terrible. So yeah, there's probably a good chance that we're not going to keep these windows, unfortunately. It was quite a gamble because there's like an 80% chance that they would look like crap. And they do. But the good news is that it's officially over with the windows, at least in terms of painting. I know technically we have 2 more left, but all we have to do is find new windows. We're probably just gonna have to go to an auto junkyard, find 2 windows, paint them, seal them, and then we're done. But I'm gonna count this as a win and say that we are technically done with the windows. It was worth a try, especially considering the fact that we were gonna have to get rid of this setup eventually anyways, because we've got all this to take away. So figure might as well give it a shot before we got to take these panels away. And yeah, that about concludes it for week 8. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, then make sure to subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.